Jarrod Wilson supposedly getting there a hair early for defensive pass interference on a 4th and 10. Straight up bull, because I went and looked at that play from about 4 different angles.
Yes.
And do you want to know something? There is no way in hell that if Jarrod Davis came to a complete stop and allowed that receiver to try and catch that ball was uncatchable. Homie was going to stick his hands out, the ball was going to hit him in the hands, and was going to drop to the ground. I'm sorry. You know what? You can disagree with you want to disagree with me all you want. Say whatever you want. Oh, CJ, you're wrong. You know nothing about football. But you know what? I'm sorry. That to me was not DPI, and the flag should have stayed in the ref's pocket, because that, in my opinion, is why the game ended up going to overtime. Gentlemen, your thoughts. We'll start with Jimmy this time, and then we'll go to Kevin.
I hate bad calls, man, but let's just be real about this.
NFL officiating
I
is
think
trash.
bad calls are it's awful. I'm not saying otherwise. Okay, so don't cut my head off for this one, all right? But let's just be real. Look at week 1, Thursday Night Football. Was it Bucks Cowboys? Everybody was refs handing Tampa Bay, refs handing Tom Brady another win, blah blah blah.
They do that.
Well, are we? What, Cowboys lost by 2, right, Kev?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Barely.
Well, why isn't anybody blaming Zerline for missing 2 field goals and an extra point?
Good point.
You know what?
So
you left points on the field right there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. My point on it though, CJ. My point on the whole thing is, yes, bad calls happen, and I think there needs to be massive reform in NFL officiating.
Facts.
Massive reform.
Facts.
I think there needs to be some form of punishment to officials that make these crap calls that have impacts on the flow of the game. And I say the flow of the game because one call in the last 30 seconds determined a win. You know what I mean? So I think there should be very big consequences for officials that make these stupid calls. Saints in the playoffs, what was it, 2019?
Yep.
Pass interference call from the Saints.
That Rams?
Yeah, Saints, Rams.
That
miss. Stuff, that official should be fired, period.
Yeah.
Period.
No playoffs ever again. I couldn't, even if you don't fire him.
That guy is relegated to preseason football until he starts getting his playoffs, until he starts getting his calls right.
Right.
So, yes, there are calls that do determine the outcome of a game. I'm not denying that there's, but those calls are very, very, very few and far between. Okay, so I have to put that out there because I'm being objective on this. So, yes, Jarrod Davis, that call, crap call. I'm not saying it wasn't, but there was a lot. Zach Wilson said it himself. There was a lot of stuff that Zach Wilson could have done that could have put that game away beforehand.
Yeah.
So, in that scenario, CJ, that's why the game went to overtime. You could argue that. But the 7 minutes beforehand where the Jets offense could have put it away, negate that bad call, in my opinion.
No,
let me just follow that up just real quick, and then CJ, we'll kick it back to you. This is really where we've watched our quarterback say the right thing, right? For years, for multiple regimes, multiple quarterbacks, we've watched them stand up at the podium and take responsibility for certain things. And really just kind of speak to, oh yeah, we've got to do better, blah, blah, blah. I think it's a little different when we listen to Zach, because I think Zach does a much better of explaining why, right? It makes more sense.
Yes.
from a
Yes.
football standpoint when you listen to Zach speak on it.
Yes.
Zach just didn't sit up there and say, I just got to be better.
I got to do better next week. I got to try better.
My teammates, my teammates count on me to do such and such. Zach sits up there as on that 3rd and 3 play. The safety does YZ and the corner does what's YZ, and we had the right read. And I missed is the type of that's what you want to see.